If you're a certain type of audience with a particular taste, I think you will find this movie appealing. Don't listen to those Rotten Tomato scores because I did have a good time with this, but we'll talk about it. So we got the movie Miller's Girl. Is a thriller dramatic movie with psychological aspects to it, starring Jenna Ortega and Martin Freeman. Not Morgan Freeman, Martin Freeman. This is a great movie if you love reading books, the art of writing, English class, papers, all that sort of stuff. I mean, yes, it does go to some seductive places. I mean, honestly, attraction is not a choice. You're either attracted to someone and you don't. Basically, in 3 seconds, you can understand if you're gonna do them or not. But literally, I wouldn't call this a forbidden romance. I mean, it's definitely more than that, but it goes to some unexpected places that you wouldn't think otherwise. I mean, yes, it's seductive, it's erotic in terms of manipulation, push and pull, who has the power struggle. This can happen in real life. Basically, hot for teacher. For example, one time years ago, I'm not gonna dwell on it, talk about it that much, but I had an interest in my boss and we got together and there was a relationship and it was amazing. It was, oh my god, it was awesome. It was really, oh my god, I'm so happy I did that. But anyways, that's what I mean with this type of movie. Jenna Ortega plays as this beautiful, gorgeous girl. She gets an assignment from her English class professor, well, teacher, because they're in high school, they're not even in college. Basically, it's for the midterm, and the midterm is like 20% of your grade, so you can see the terms of favoritism. The movie makes you feel like the teacher is attracted to her based on the way the camera is shot, the way he looks at her, the way she's walking down the aisle, etc. I mean, she's perfect for this role. She's young, she's sweet, she's innocent, she reads a lot. So in her mind, even in the beginning of the movie, she starts with romance books. Or like, that's what it is, romance to her. But in terms of the movie conveys, it's much more different than that. She writes a lot, she's very talented. She has a lot of crazy imagination that needs to be put forth in words or in person as you see the movie. The teacher, Martin Freeman, plays as the teacher in her writing class, and after taking an interest in her, they spark an initial unforbidden attraction, sexual desires, because she's like, oh, you're an author. She read his book, and he's like, oh my god. She read the one book that I had in her class, and then she stays after class to talk to him, and she recites a passage of that book, and he's like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't know that. You know that about me? I'm an author. I only read one book, but I'm your teacher. And then she's like, oh my god, he's attracted to me. She's attracted to him because he literally memorized an essay that she wrote. So basically, she has to write a short essay for the midterm, is what he gave her in terms of favoritism. That's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't say romance. I mean, yes, let's just say hot for teacher. But at the end of the day, as the movie progresses, you're like, this is a very uneasy feeling of power struggles and who has it and who doesn't, and who has the more creative imagination that could withstand the tide that's going against them based on the writing of the books that he's trying to convey in this movie. The movie consists of small characters. So we got another teacher, basically his wife, and the friend. It's basically the bond of them that they have with an assignment. It's the connection to the books and the arting and the mysterious forbidden romance. And I don't want to say romance, but just know that it deals with more of that. There's tensionful, absolutely, with the two main leads. The movie does a lot of long close-up shots that are drawn out, zoom in, zoom out. For me, I did find it nice, but I feel like for some people could find it jarring because they're not used to it. But when in terms of the cinematography, not even the cinematography, just where the characters are placed, in terms of the power struggle, who's coming with it, who's leaving it, who's being seductive, being submissive, who is losing the battle in terms of like the brains of the process of the writing of the books. There is a scene in the movie where Jenna Ortega is talking to his teacher about the assignment, and I'm not gonna ruin what it is. She basically says, I don't know, she just says something, and basically she's standing on a ledge, and the movie's close up. I'm like, this is a power struggle right now. She's gaining it. She's gaining it. The way we feel with the close-up shots, the zooming in, with the closeness, with the score, the cinematic background, I really felt compelled that she in that moment had the power struggle of like, oh, I have a one-up on you. I mean, yeah, he's an author, but he only read one book, and that's what I mean. A lot of people, normal people, might not get that, but to me, since I read a lot of books and review a lot of romance movies, I'm like, ooh, this is not being easy right now. There is one scene that I really love that I really gotta talk to you about. It is during the short essay. So when I told you she is signed to do a short essay for the midterm, you actually get to listen to that and see that and hear that and see how it played out in the theater. So when I was listening to it, it's Jenna Ortega's voice and Martin Freeman's voice as they narrated each other because of the paper is about them two, literally because there's an attraction and sexual desires. But I could not help, and this is just me being honest. I was sitting like this, right? So I was just like laying down in the recliner chairs, right? Just looking at the theater. And after listening to it, I was like, oh my god, dude, it kind of, I'm sorry to be honest, but it kind of got me turned on. I mean, yes, it's not like I said kind of turned me on. It's not to the realm of like 50 Shades, but it's erotic, and you do feel a lot of tension full of the characters. Imagine the Red Room, but condensed. And I can't really remember all of it because I was such in awe of what I was seeing. I mean, Jenna Ortega looks amazing in the silk silver dress that I'll put on screen right now for you to show. But during this moment, moment, she says something like, as I read from the pages of the book, he caresses my cheek in order to pull me down and bend me over on top of the table and then next to the bed. My hair falls below my waist as the strap of my necklace dress slips open as he... Oh my god, dude. And I'm just like thinking about that. I'm like, wow, dude, that is... I'm not gonna finish it. But I'm like, dude, that is like possession. That is like manipulation. You know, sexual, erotic, sexual tension. And that's some of the words that I like using because I don't want to ruin anything for you. Yes, this movie is definitely not for everybody. It has a low Rotten Tomato scores, I think like 35%. But I'm telling you, if you like books, if you like English classes, I think there'll be a small niche of you audience that will appreciate this film because it's said at the end of the day, as their relationship progresses, it's not romance. It's literally not. And because it doesn't show that it's romance. It's way more, I want to say like attraction, desire, you know, sexual manipulation, and that's only the words I can use. I mean, it's remarkable talented what she's come up to do, not in terms of the character, but in terms of what she's going through, what she's putting into words. And I really find that, I mean, yeah, it's not amazing and slow, and a lot of people think it might be dramatic, but still, I mean, we're talking about Jenna Ortega. She is freaking beautiful. Who is not going to say no to her? I'm not going to say no to her. And the thing too is that he's a teacher and she's a student. That's what I'm saying. There is no romance here. You know, it's just weird because he has a wife. He has a wife. So it's very difficult to deny her, which I'm not going to deny her. And you'll see if he does it or not. I mean, the characters are fully realized because you can see anyone with themselves, but it's just a lot of drama between them because you're getting himself with a high schooler. I mean, maybe if they were in college, it would be better, but I just feel like this would be a perfect movie for the right audience. At the end of the day, I'm going to give this a C+. I did have a surprisingly fun time with it, but I can do recognize that, oh my god, it's not amazing. I wish they would delve deeper into the romantic or the sexual passion instead of just writing it in pages and metaphors or similes or just imaginations. I wish they would actually play it out, but in terms of the structure they have now, I would definitely, if there's a book on it, I will actually read it because I want to see like more like, oh, like, you know, like more of the sexual desires for each other. At the end of the day, if you made it this far, I really appreciate you so much. Maybe consider hitting that like button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that, take care. Bye.